Hello and welcome to the video. Today we're going to be looking at chat, which is a huge part of Second Life. Not many people join SL with the intention of spending their time completely alone, so being able to communicate is essential. There are two ways of communicating, text and voice. We're going to start by focusing on text, as it's the most common way to chat. As usual, we'll be using the Firestorm viewer for this tutorial. If you still haven't tried it yet, go to firestormviewer.org and download a copy. Text chat is typed in the nearby chat box, which you can see here. However, it's also a button to open up the chat window. I've already shown the basics of this in a previous video, but now we'll look at it in a bit more detail. First of all, a reminder of how chat works. If you just type in the bar, that chat will be heard by avatars in a 20-metre range. If the person you want to talk to is further than 20 metres, you can shout by clicking Ctrl plus Enter after inputting your text. Shout can reach avatars 100 metres away. You can also keep your conversation a little more private if you have someone within 10 metres by whispering. To whisper, you press Shift plus Enter after you've typed. Before you ask, yes, there is a way to tell how far someone is away from you. You can get yourself a radar, or some fancy doohickey that will do it, but you can tell right from Firestorm. Click the People tab and you'll see on the Nearby tab that all the avatars in the area come up, along with their range. I don't think I'll be using Nearby chat to talk to anyone on this list successfully. You've not got the People icon? Then you know how to get it. Or you haven't watched my other videos. Never mind, let me show you. Again. Right-click on any icon here and choose Toolbar Buttons. Now find the People icon, click and drag it down. There you go. When you first click the chat window open, it will go to the Nearby Chat tab, so you essentially have a larger version of the chat bar. The difference is that it shows some history of what's been said nearby. Let me type a few things here so that you can see what I mean. This can be useful if you're multitasking while you're chatting. It means you'll never miss anything that's said, unless you're very slow at going back to look at the chat window. If you want to, you can actually tear off this tab and have it floating where you wish on the screen. This icon is the Tear Off strip and acts as a toggle. If you tear off the Nearby Chat tab and want to dock it again, just click the Tear Off strip. That covers most of what you need to know about typing to people around you. However, you can also communicate with people further away and people in groups you're in. Let's look at group chat. To initiate a group chat, you first need to go to the Contacts tab. Then you click on the Groups tab at the top of this tab. Here you can see the groups I belong to. I'm going to give a shout out to the Radio Spiral group. With luck, there's someone there that will say hi back to me. Well, that worked, and no, I didn't ask them to be there to answer either. If you want to close the chat window, you simply click the X here. You can also dock or undock the window. There's another cool feature here, where you can snooze the group chat. It will close group chat for a set duration, and after that, any new chat will make the group window open again. The default is 900 seconds, but you can alter that in preferences if you wish. Now let's look at instant messages, better known as IMs. Gypsy has agreed, begrudgingly, to join me to help me show you how this works. An instant message is a private message between you and one other person. No one else can see what you're saying, unless you accidentally type in the wrong window, and that can be embarrassing, believe me. You can start an IM in a number of ways. If you right-click on the avatar of someone near you and choose IM, that will open the window. There are other ways to initiate an IM. You can find the person on your Friends tab in your chat box and left-click on their name to highlight it, then press the IM Call button. You can find them in the Friends tab of the People box, right-click on their name and press IM. If they're chatting, you can click on their name in chat and this will bring up their profile. Click IM and off you go. Or you can right-click on the person, choose Profile and IM from there. Sometimes, if you want something doing properly, you have to do it yourself. As I actually have friends, I'm going to show you how to set up a conference chat. There are a few ways to do this. First of all, you can go to your chat window, then your Contacts tab, and find each friend you want in the call, and highlight their names by pressing Ctrl plus left click. When they're all highlighted, press IM. You can also use the People panel in much the same way. If you want to add someone to an ongoing conversation, then you can do this easily by adding their calling card, which you will find in your calling card folder. Just drag it into the IM. Or you can press the Add Someone to This Conversation button at the top of the IM. There are several other ways, but I think you've got the idea now. Hopefully this video will cover most of the things you need to know about how to chat via text in Second Life. I have covered the basics of voice chat in my Customizing Your Screen tutorial. I may get to do a more in-depth one at a later date. But for now, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.